Good morning. We are gathered in a wonderfully free and collaborative space of study, work, and living. Together, we are diverse in our fields of study, in the ways we make sense of the world and our experiences, our talents and abilities, ethnicities, and the places we call home. In light of a respect for others and with an acknowledgement of our differences, I invite you to join me for a moment of reflection and in a posture of thankfulness for this day. We gather this morning to celebrate the diligent work and dedication of these graduates of Carnegie Mellon University. We celebrate each of you and the journey you have embraced to arrive here today. In a moment of quiet, we pause to give thanks for those who have helped us, for the parents and family members, friends, teachers, coaches, and any others who have joined you along the way. I invite you to acknowledge within yourself those who come to mind who have been a part of your supportive community. We choose this day to be grateful for the vision and direction of those who have helped to make Carnegie Mellon the institution it is today. We give thanks to the leadership and administration who continue to carry on the vision of having a transformative impact on society through continual innovation in education, research, creativity, and entrepreneurship. During your time at CMU, I hope that you have found ways to look with compassion on others, to lay down any arrogance or hatred that would impact your view of each other. I hope that you can continue to grow in your ability to receive and offer grace and kindness, to develop a deeper love of your neighbors, and to seek justice and peace in all areas of life. May you find hope and blessing as you enter the next stages of your lives and as you seek to reach your full potential. May you find courage as you take steps into the known and the unknown. May all of you and all that you do and the decisions that you make honor this community and the tradition of Carnegie Mellon University. We send each of you out to impact society in transformative ways through your work, lives, innovation, and partnerships. Thank you.
Please welcome the Chair of Carnegie Mellon University Board of Trustees, David Coulter.
A very good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, welcome to the 124th Commencement of Carnegie Mellon University. My name is Dave Coulter, and it is my great honor and pleasure to serve as Board Chair. This is a very special day at Carnegie Mellon, the largest commencement crowd ever. Today we celebrate and honor not one, not two, but three groups of graduates. With us today in person, but with us today, not in person, but also watching via streaming, are students from Carnegie Mellon's other locations around the world, including Silicon Valley, Rwanda, Qatar, and Australia. So welcome to them. My role at this time of year, I'm learning, is all about saying welcome and congratulations. So I'll start with the most important group here today and say congratulations to all of you on achieving your degree, but also for what the degree represents. Years of dedication, hard work, I'm sure disappointment, creativity, discovery, collaboration, and innovation. A Carnegie Mellon degree is an extraordinary accomplishment. I didn't realize this at first when I went here. I thought it was a good university, but when you're out in the world, you'll find that today you join an elite community of alumni who are united both by earning a CMU degree, which is a mark that exemplifies the absolute highest of standards, and through the shared experiences of being a Tartan. Because you are Tartans, I bet, whether you are confident or not, that you are prepared to go out in the world to use what you've learned here and to make a difference. It was through your CMU experiences that you developed deep knowledge in your field of study, learned how to build relationships and collaborations with people whose backgrounds differed from your own, and opened your eyes and hearts to new perspectives of the world and of yourself. So today we celebrate you, but we also offer this charge. As members of the Carnegie Mellon community, you are all ambassadors of this incredible university. Being a Tartan alum is a real distinction that will open doors throughout your lifetime. And so you also have this obligation, as you have for these years here on campus, maybe not all the time, but most of the time, continue the long-standing CMU tradition of doing the work that matters. We're proud of all of you, so on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations, and let's start this off with a rousing round of applause for us all. The prior speaker spoke of all your supporters, and I'm a believer in not repeating what prior people said. They were undoubtedly, someone was undoubtedly very important to you along the way. As trustees here, it is our job to uphold the university's values and to support CMU in advancing its mission to make a transformative impact on society. Many trustees are on the platform this morning, and I'd ask them to stand and be recognized. At this time, it is my great privilege to introduce a true friend, a nationally recognized computer scientist, entrepreneur, public servant, certainly a higher education visionary leader who has made a remarkable impact on Carnegie Mellon, the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Farnam Jahanian.
First of all, thank you very much, David, for your remarks. Good morning, and congratulations to our graduating classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022. It's so wonderful to be with you on this special day. To our graduates, I have a question for you. Are you happy to be here? Mr. Chairman, I think I'm going to have to ask this question again. Graduating classes of 2020, 2021, 2022, are you happy to be here? Much better, thank you. Commencement is one of the most special days for our community. Today, we've gathered for one purpose: to celebrate your hard work and all of your accomplishments. Your time here has been most unusual. but through all of the trials of these past couple of years, it's been a thrill to watch you grow and develop into the incredible scholars you're today. It's an absolute joy to honor your achievements at our 124th commencement. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to your families and loved ones who share in your achievements. Likewise, I wish to congratulate the faculty and staff who have guided you along the way. Let me express my deep appreciation to Carnegie Mellon Board of Trustees Chair David Coulter. David, our entire community is grateful for your dedication and service, including your service as chair of our Make Possible campaign. Thank you again for all that you do, David. I would also wish to recognize Jim Rohr, a trustee and previous chair who is receiving an honorary degree from Carnegie Mellon today. Jim, thank you for your many years of service to Pittsburgh and to Carnegie Mellon. Thank you very much, Jim. I also wish to add my thanks to all the members of the Board of Trustees for their service, for their passion and commitment on behalf of the university. It is now my pleasure to recognize the faculty members who have recently accepted emeritus status, as well as those who have become emeriti in 2020 and 2021. Like all of our educators, these distinguished individuals are scholars, scientists, artists, and above all, teachers. They have left an indelible mark on this university through the support and encouragement they have provided to our students and through their legacy of exceptional scholarship. Those emeriti faculty who are present this afternoon, would you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to recognize those faculty members who were honored during the past 3 years with the title of University Professor. Being appointed a University Professor is one of the highest honors that a CMU faculty member can receive. Receiving this rank denotes a legacy of exceptional contributions to education, artistic creativity, and/or research. This prestigious group includes faculty from all of Carnegie Mellon University's colleges and schools. Would the university professors who are present this afternoon please stand and be recognized? More than 120,000 alumni in 130 countries are well represented in the university community by the Carnegie Mellon Alumni Association. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of our Alumni Association Board, Chris Stangle. Chris is a two-time graduate of Carnegie Mellon. In 1993, he earned his bachelor's degree from the School of Computer Science, and in 2000, he completed his master's degree from the Tepper School of Business. Chris is the Director of Technology for the Mount Lebanon School District, just right outside Pittsburgh, and where he has worked for nearly 2 decades. Chris has served Carnegie Mellon as a member of the Alumni Association Board since 2013, and he's also the past chair of the Buggy Alumni Association. On a personal note, I've enjoyed getting to know Chris over the past few years. His sense of humor, passion for CMU, and dedication to our alumni community has made him an excellent leader of Alumni Association Board. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Chris Stangle. Chris.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It feels so good to be home. Keep it rolling, yes. How amazing is it for all of us to be here and in person? Hello, classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022. Hello to the friends and family and everyone watching online. Hello to the trustees and faculty who are here today. Oh, and hello to the amazing Carnegie Mellon event staff who have worked tirelessly to put this together. Could we give a little bit of love to the event staff, please? What a great day, what a great event. Oh, I have one more hello. All of our alumni who are with us today, I know you're out there. Please stand, be recognized as alumni of Carnegie Mellon. Let's hear it for the alumni. You two in the stands, I know you're out there. All right, very nice. All right, sit back there. All right. Thank you. Congratulations, everyone, on your achievements and your successes, your amazing strength and perseverance as you celebrate earning your degrees today. You made it, and we are so proud of you. All right. Okay, all right. So there's this old adage that you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. Am I right? Well, when you decided to come to CMU, you actually picked a family of over 120,000 incredible people. Your new family includes Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winners, Nobel Prize winners, Turing Award winners, Carnegie Mellon Alumni Award winners. Your new family includes founders, entrepreneurs, problem solvers, artists, people impacting their communities, and people impacting the world. You are going to want to stay in touch with this new family. And no better way to stay in touch with your new family than reunions. Save the date. Start making plans now to come back for Spring Carnival next year, cheer for your favorite buggy team, spend time visiting booths in Midway, relive your glory days, and let the current students hear from you about how things have changed and how it used to be when you were here. They love that. So that's my ask. Stay engaged with CMU. But guess what? It is a win-win proposition. We have alumni networks across the globe that you will love to be a part of. Thousands upon thousands of your new family members are out there waiting to connect with you based on your college, your location, your identity, the organizations you were part of while you were here on campus. These connections will lead to advice, employment, mentoring, friendship, fellowship, continued learning, and business opportunities. And the list goes on, and my time is short. So let's review. You are awesome. Your fellow graduates are awesome. The people who have graduated before you, the alumni, we are awesome. When you engage as an alum with CMU, future graduates will be awesome. Congratulations again on your tremendous accomplishments. Enjoy your day, enjoy your new family. We're Plaid and we're yours, and I can't wait for you to meet us out there. Pause for standing ovation. At this time, I am delighted to introduce this year's student speaker, Lisa Oguike. I have more to say. Lisa is graduating today with a double major in international relations and politics and engineering and public policy. During her time at CMU, Lisa has served as a senator and director of diversity and inclusion for the Undergraduate Student Senate. She has also served on the university's Academic Review Disciplinary Board and the Center Community Committee for the Center for Shared Prosperity within the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. It's almost a run-on sentence, Lisa. She worked with the Dean's Strategic Subcommittee to create a plan for diversity, equity, and inclusion that was published in 2021. Lisa has also been a member of the Young African Leaders Association, National Society of Black Engineers, Pre-Law Society, Spirit, and Model UN. She was also the secretary for the Alpha Sigma chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and a liaison for the university's National Pan-Hellenic Council, for which she was recognized as NPHC Member of the Year 2022. She is the Chief Operating Officer of the Pillars of Love Foundation, a nonprofit organization that provides goods and services to motherless children in Lagos, Nigeria. For her work, she was recognized as the Strong Women, Strong Girls College Woman of the Year in 2020. She also worked as a research associate in the Institute for Politics and Strategy and served as a Foreign Service intern for the Nigerian mission to the United States Agency for International Development. Page 2. Next year, Lisa will pursue a master's degree in international politics at the University of London at SOAS. Pursuing and upon completion will return to the US to work as a global public affairs associate for Google and will be a very engaged alumna. So, we know her family is here today. They're wonderful. I have just reminded you all that you are all her family now, so please show her all your family love and join me in an enthusiastic round of applause for this year's student speaker, Lisa Oguike.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, Carnegie Mellon faculty, staff, students, family of students, and most importantly, the graduating classes. It is an honor to be here today in front of you all at our commencement ceremony, representing not one, but 3 classes. And I know you're supposed to say that, but I really do mean it. It is an honor that we are alive and at our graduation in person and online in spite of the times our college years have been in. Unprecedented no longer describes the times we are walking into. 2020 brought with it the beginning of a new era that is now our normal. The old saying goes, the only constant in life is change. And I think no generation and no class knows this statement better than our class. We have lived through not only changes, but transformations, and in some cases, complete upheavals of life as we know it, personally, academically, fundamentally, and professionally. We have quite literally braved storms no demographic or generation has while trying to pass these classes, remain sane, and just stay alive semester after semester. Shortly after I began my freshman year, just shy of a month after move-in, the Tree of Life Synagogue, minutes away from campus in Squirrel Hill, was attacked, claiming the lives of 11 innocent souls. Going into sophomore year, in a neighborhood not too far from here, we watched the acquittal of the killer of an unarmed teenager, Antoine Rose II, amidst many other instances of brutality against Black and brown people in this country. My junior year, we and the world at large were stormed by a pandemic that took and forever changed the lives of many of us. It was a year that we lost family, friends, and fellow Tartans. We moved miles away from the city we called home and shifted to virtual learning. And finally, coming into senior year, where it feels like we are all collectively holding our breath, in the awkward phase of what some might call the end of this pandemic. Though our college years have been filled with such constant and consistent chaos, we made it. Through the bumpy ride, we weathered the storm, remained flexible, resilient, thrived in ambiguity, held on to each other, and made it to our destination. For this alone, I'm so proud of each and every one of us. I truly am. And as I congratulate us, I also applaud those who made this day possible behind the scenes. We are a culmination of the sacrifices, love, dedication, and so much more of our friends and family. Moms, dads, grandparents, cousins, and everyone in between. This is your day too. Thank you. So, at the beginning of our journey 4 years ago, I came into CMU excited. Yes, about classes, but more about the challenge that would be college itself. As was the case for many of us, it was a transition in life that brought me to a new city, new people, and new adventures. When I learned that our motto was, "My heart is in the work," I was thrown way off. I was disappointed at the fact that this time in my life I had long looked forward to was going to be filled just with schoolwork. At the time, I didn't know that my heart being in the work meant so much more than just the work of day-to-day classes. Our hearts are in the work of developing our communities, the work of enhancing existing research that quite literally changes the world. And I began to see and feel that our hearts are in the work of caring for our fellow Tartans, uplifting one another, and overall in the work on ourselves. Though it may not always make sense, dedication is at the center of 5000 Forbes Avenue and bleeds through every corner of this campus. Walk through campus with me real quick. You get off at the 61A and cross what used to be the beep boop. You see the walking to the sky sculpture, but you keep walking. You pass by the UC and catch a game at Wigan and cheer on our amazing basketball team. Heading out, you stop by the center to meet some friends and run into Miss Charnel, who gives you one of her legendary hugs. It feels like it's gonna be a good day. Heading to class, you smell the meals made by our hardworking staff and shoot them a smile. Then leaving the UC over on the cut, you see a slew of orgs tabling and, if you're lucky, giving out a snack or two. Walking past the cut, you catch a glimpse of the CMU Tricking Club, flipping and kicking in the middle of the day. Then walking towards Hunt, you pass CFA and hear the beautiful sounds of our instrumentalists rehearsing for the Philharmonic. Let's stop the walk at my department's new home on campus, Posner, shout out to IPS. Here you see the DPAPI first years studying for their first test, a few others workshopping a problem set for 112 over sandwiches at the Exchange. Smiling and taking it all in, you're probably thinking, I wish I had a meal block. In this short mental walk across not even a quarter of the campus, you see that our community is truly one of a kind. Where else do you see computer scientists working with the next generation of actors to create a large, fully functional, highly decorated structure in a matter of days? Or political scientists like myself taking courses with engineering students because it seemed fun. Without even knowing it, our hearts are perpetually in the work. It's in serving on boards that make this university better, in forming clubs that offer representation. It's in transforming the world through art and politics and engineering and the sciences. Every day I spent on this campus, I was changed for the better, rededicating myself to this work. Though it wasn't always pretty, and CMU is far from perfect, the people I gained and the lessons I learned along the journey made it so worth it. Though we leave Carnegie Mellon today as alumni and no longer students, I hope that you all keep your hearts in the work, because there's so much of it to be done. Use the privilege this degree affords you to stand up for something and make a true change in the lives of people. This next step is both exciting and scary, but I have no doubt in my mind that this foundation our alma mater has laid will take all of us far beyond these walls. Wrapping up our journey here, remember, life is indeed this plane. It's smooth, then turbulent, then smooth again. Don't let the excitement of getting into your destination take away from the journey. Feel every vibration of the rough times. Let the smooth times, let the good times, feel every vibration of the rough times, like just now. Every second of the smooth times, enjoy it. Let the good times fuel you in times of turmoil. And all through your journey, let the vision of the welcoming smiles you will see keep you going. And finally, let the memory of those you left at home remind you that you are never alone. I leave you today with the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. The purpose of life is to not just be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference that you lived and lived well. I hope we all never lose this dedication to work, to ourselves, and to others. Thank you, and congratulations again to the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Please welcome Carnegie Mellon's Provost and Chief Academic Officer, James Garrett.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Before I begin the next section of our program, I want to again thank our student speaker. Thank you for your inspiring words, Lisa, and best wishes for your continued success. Please join me again in congratulating Lisa Oguike. As part of today's ceremony, we are honored to present special doctoral degrees to individuals who have had extraordinary impact in the humanities, science and technology, scholarship, and society. Recipients of these honorary degrees have reached preeminent levels of distinction in their fields, advancing knowledge, enriching culture, or improving the human condition. On Friday, we presented degrees to Manuel Aitor, Evelyn Higginbotham, and Raj Reddy. Manuel Aitor is an academic leader, a researcher, educator, and politician who most recently served as the Portugal Minister of Science and Technology and Higher Education, and is a leading voice in advocating for CMU's partnership to elevate education, research, and innovation through its program in Portugal. Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham is an esteemed historian, author, and academic who has advanced the field of African American history and pioneered African American women's history, receiving numerous awards and honors, including the National Humanities Medal. And Raj Reddy is a pioneer whose groundbreaking ideas created principles at the foundation of the fields of artificial intelligence and robotics, and whose leadership as a faculty member here at Carnegie Mellon for an astonishing 53 years. That deserves some applause. An astonishing 53 years has played a significant role in the renaissance that has led the Pittsburgh region to become the epicenter for robotics research and commercialization. Raj is able to join us today as a university professor. Raj, will you please stand and be recognized? I invite you to view the biographies of all of this year's honorees online at the Commencement website. Now I will present today's candidates and cite the achievements that merit this honor. Then President Jahanian will award all candidates their degrees, and together they will receive their doctoral hoods. Will Francis Arnold please come forward? Francis Arnold, you are an acclaimed engineer, researcher, and entrepreneur. You received the 2018 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for your pioneering work to develop directed evolution methods to make enzymes for applications across numerous fields. As the Linus Pauling Professor of Chemical Engineering, Bioengineering, and Biochemistry at the California Institute of Technology, you have invented technologies resulting in more than 60 US patents. As an entrepreneur, you are the co-founder of 3 companies focused on sustainability. And you've been elected to the US National Academies of Science, Medicine, and Engineering, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and the American Philosophical Society. In 2019, you were appointed by Pope Francis to the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. Last year, you were appointed by President Biden as the co-chair of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Science and Technology. Francis Arnold, for your revolutionary contributions that have opened entire fields of research and created inventions that have improved people's lives, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science and Technology. Will Lieutenant General Jody J. Daniels please come forward? Lieutenant General Jody Daniels, you are an esteemed military and civilian leader. After completing your bachelor's degree at Carnegie Mellon, you earned graduate degrees from the University of Massachusetts Amherst and the U.S. Army War College. With more than 38 years of active service and reserve service, you currently serve as Chief of Army Reserve and Commanding General, U.S. Army Reserve Command. In this role, you lead a community-based force of more than 200,000 soldiers and civilians with a footprint that encompasses all 50 states and 5 territories and more than 23 countries across the globe. In your civilian career, you were Director of Advanced Programs for Lockheed Martin's Advanced Technology Laboratories, and you have conducted research with a primary focus in artificial intelligence and information retrieval. You have been awarded the Distinguished Service Medal, Defense Superior Service Medal, 3 Legions of Merit, the Bronze Star Medal, 5 Meritorious Service Medals, Joint Service Commendation Medal, 4 Army Commendation Medals, Combat Action Badge, and Knowlton Award, among others. Lieutenant General Jody Daniels, Lieutenant General Jody Daniels, for your distinguished lifelong service to your country and contributions to the field of computer science, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science and Technology. Will Billy Porter please come forward? Billy Porter, you are an internationally acclaimed actor, singer, director, composer, author, playwright, and activist. After graduating from Carnegie Mellon and building a successful career as a working artist for many years, you achieved worldwide recognition for the breakthrough role of Lola in the Broadway musical Kinky Boots. For which you won the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical and a Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album. You followed that with the iconic role of Pray Tell in the television series Pose, which earned you the Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series. Ever a trailblazer, you were the first out gay black man to be nominated and win in any Emmy leading acting category. For Pose, you earned Golden Globe, Critics' Choice Award, and Television Critics Association nominations. In addition to your many successes as an actor, you have released multiple singles and albums as a recording artist and directed numerous stage productions. Last year, you released your memoir, Unprotected, which fellow CMU alumnus Leslie Odom Jr. called bold, hilarious, honest, and singular. Later this year, you will release your first film as director. You are also an activist, lending your voice on behalf of the LGBTQIA+ and HIV/AIDS communities. For that work, you have been honored with the GLAAD Vito Russo Award and the Elizabeth Taylor Commitment to End AIDS Award. And you continue to be committed to both your hometown and Carnegie Mellon as you return often to work with the next generation of artists. Billy Porter, for your transformational contributions to stage, screen, and music, and for your commitment to shining a light on those who are often overlooked by society, Carnegie Mellon is proud to honor you with the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts. Will James E. Rohr please come forward? Jim Rohr, you are a legendary businessman and philanthropist who has helped to transform Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon. You are the retired executive chairman and former CEO of the PNC Financial Services Group, where you worked for more than 40 years, and as chief executive, you oversaw the company's expansion into one of the largest financial institutions in the U.S. For this, you were named Banker of the Year in 2007. You are an industry leader, having served as chair of the Financial Services Roundtable and past president of the Federal Advisory Council of the Federal Reserve System and the Pennsylvania Business Roundtable. You have been a director of ATI, Echo Reality, Marathon Petroleum Corporation, BlackRock, the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, and GE, among others. You are one of Pittsburgh's most prominent and influential civic leaders, serving on the boards of the Heinz Endowments, the Allegheny Foundation, and the Dietrich Foundation. Previously, you were chair of the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust and the Allegheny Conference on Community Development. And you have left a legacy here at Carnegie Mellon. As a current member and past chair of CMU's Board of Trustees, you have been a major force in the university's continued rise to prominence as a global powerhouse. Your extraordinary philanthropy has empowered the university to invest in areas of critical importance, including significant building projects and civic engagement opportunities for students. Jim Rohr, for your exceptional service to the financial services industry, to the city of Pittsburgh, and to this university, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Business Practice.
Francis Arnold, Lieutenant General Jody Daniels, Billy Porter, and Jim Rohr. By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these honorary degrees upon you with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please join me in congratulating our honorary degree recipients. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the 124th commencement this afternoon, Billy Porter. As you just heard a few minutes ago, Billy is a transformational figure across every performing arts media. On this stage, he has performed in or directed dozens of acclaimed productions, culminating in his Tony and Grammy Award-winning role of Lola in Kinky Boots. On the screen, he won the Emmy Award. It was nominated 3 times for the role of Pray Tell in Pose, an iconic role and series that brought light and inspiration to the sometimes dark period of the 1980s and 1990s for LGBTQ and HIV/AIDS communities. As for fashion, there is perhaps no one who has pushed boundaries and jump-started conversations about self-expression, gender, and inclusivity in the past decade that he has. Billy's own frankness about his life, his struggles, and his triumphs have earned him the respect and adoration of his peers and millions of fans, all of the people in this stadium. He recently published a raw and unfiltered book at his life journey so far, titled Unprotected, which the New York Times praised as not just a memoir, but a testimony. A native of Pittsburgh's Hill District, Billy also regularly supports and enriches his hometown and his alma mater. Just yesterday, Billy was speaking at the Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books before handing our diploma ceremony to our School of Drama graduates. And last year he directed, as you heard, yes, you can do this, yes. And last year he directed his first feature film right here in Pittsburgh called Anything's Possible. If that's not enough, this week he earned another Tony nomination, this time for producing the acclaimed new musical, A Strange Loop. On a very personal note, I've gotten to know Billy over the past few years. I found him to be such a genuine and such a remarkable person. His humanity shines through in every interaction, and he brings compassion and clarity of purpose to everything he does. For his outstanding career, his dedication to inspiring artistry, and for his unflinching activism, we're thrilled to recognize Billy with an honorary degree, and we're even more delighted to have him here as our keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend a warm welcome to our own Billy Porter.
What's up, y'all? All right. I gotta get my speech out. I put it on my brand new iPad. Technology, y'all. The category is love, y'all. The category is graduation, darlings. 3 classes at the same time. After this collective trauma we've been through, just look at yourselves and hug yourselves. Say, we did it. First and foremost, I am humbled, honored, grateful to have been chosen to stand before you today. Thank you to President Farnam for seeing me. I am grateful to share this honor with the other recipients today: Francis Arnold, Lieutenant General Jody Daniels, Manuel Hator, Evelyn Brooks Higginbotham, Raj Reddy, and Jim Rohr. Thank you. All right, so to the work at hand. Warning, some very liberal content is about to come out right now. Just a warning for those of you who might not lean liberal. It's all right. We can coexist, but it's going to be liberal today. We got a lot of shit to talk about. And I work blue. For those of you who don't know that, that means I cuss sometimes. My grandma used to say, you gotta lead with love, but sometimes tough love needs to be employed. We're at a point in this country where tough love needs to be employed. The other thing she said to me was, sometimes it gets so bad you just gotta cuss. So I wrote this out without cuss words, but I can't make no promises, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so here we go. I've been called upon this afternoon to inspire you, the next generation, as you embark on the next phase of your lives, adulthood. Now, full disclosure, I did my research. I watched a lot of commencement speeches online, mainly Oprah, First Lady Obama, President Obama. Good job, Billy. That's a great way not to feel intimidated, ridiculous, and downright unworthy. However, in the process of processing my feelings of unworthiness, I applied all the lessons I've learned throughout my 52 years on this earth. I am worthy. I am enough, just as I am. So let's talk, shall we? Now, I'm gonna promise you all right now, and right here, that I'm not gonna pander, patronize, or lie to you, but only speak the truth, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which, as we all know, has been under massive attack. But I want to go back to that old Bible verse that says in John 8:32, then you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Who wants to get set free tonight? This afternoon? No, I can't hear you. Who wants to get set free this afternoon? Now listen, I grew up in the Pentecostal church, and we have a call and response tradition. So I don't want y'all sitting out here like an oil painting. You've warmed up. So let's have a little practice. I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, I am worthy. I am enough. You are worthy. You are enough. We are worthy. We are all enough. Okay, that's pretty good. Y'all getting it. So, I grew up right here in Pittsburgh. Yes, go ahead. Yes, Pittsburgh in the house. I grew up about a 12-minute car ride from here in a neighborhood called East Liberty, actually, not the Hill District, but East Liberty. Sliberty for short. I know y'all all know the nickname. She's cute. But my Sliberty didn't look like the one you've all come to know today, the community that's teeming with vibrancy and industry. Back in the day, when steel left our fair city, many of our thriving neighborhoods were left to rot. Not cute at all. But I want to take a moment to shout out and thank our local government officials from days gone by, specifically the late and honorables Mayor Richard Caligiuri and Sophie Masloff, as well as Thomas J. Murphy, for understanding that the plight our city faced was not because of some nameless, faceless, undocumented immigrant who snuck into our country and stole our jobs, but they understood that the onus lie in the special interest groups whose political donor deep pockets mesmerized the imagination and lined the pockets of our government officials and lawmakers in Washington, convincing them somehow that moving American industry overseas was better because it was cheaper. And they all got richer. That is the truth. And just for the record, in case anyone is confused, unless you or your ancestors are members of the indigenous Native American community, you come from an immigrant background, period. We are all immigrants in this country. This country is made up of immigrants. Go see Hamilton, y'all. So this go back to your own country mess, it's not a thing. Stop it. I learned at an early age that I had a superpower. That superpower was my singing voice. I started singing in the church. I would feel the mood change around me. The whispering about my sissified nature would all but evaporate. And when I got to the 5th grade and slayed the all-school talent show, cause y'all know I did, the bullying stopped. I was blessed to have angels encamped all about me, swooping in and leading me down the paths that would eventually become my own personal righteousness. I'm gonna wait for that for sound. That's what we do in the movies. You know, the airplane. She passing over. Okay. I never would have made it here to Carnegie Mellon had it not been for those angels. Specifically, in this case, my angels were Peggy Hughes Russlander and Lenora Nimitz. These ladies were my educators in the drama department at the Pittsburgh High School for the Creative and Performing Arts. Yes. So, you know, my plan was to graduate from high school, move to New York City, and be a star. One afternoon when I was minding my own sassy, naive black business, I was yanked by my ear into the teacher's office. Miss Hughes said, "I hear tell you think you're moving to New York after graduation." "Yes, ma'am, that's the plan." "Well, here's the truth, young man. You're talented, one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. You dance like a dream. But every time you open up your mouth to speak, it's a disaster." I looked to Lenora Nimitz for some moral support. She was shaking her head in agreement. Miss Hughes had a plan. She said, "So here's how this is gonna go. We're gonna spend the next month or so getting you ready for auditions for Carnegie Mellon." I cut her off. "First of all, I can't afford college. Second of all, if I do go, I most assuredly won't be staying in Pittsburgh to do it." This is when Miss Hughes informed me that Carnegie Mellon was not only one of the best universities in the country, but also that its conservatory drama program was one of the greatest in the world. This brings me to the conversation in our zeitgeist where we, people of color, and the underprivileged in general speak about access and opportunity. How can one access and reap the benefits of opportunity if we don't even know what the thing is? How do we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps if we don't even know where to find the boots? This university is a 12-minute drive away from my childhood home, and I didn't even know it was here till some good white people told me. Thank God. Blessedly, I have the distinction of being the last generation of the underprivileged sect to benefit from a government that cared about its people. There were laws and benefits developed to uplift those of us who found ourselves born into what Pulitzer Prize winner Isabel Wilkerson calls the unacknowledged American caste system. And make no mistake, the racial hierarchy that governs these United States of America is indeed a caste system. And those government programs that were instrumental in making me the man that I am today no longer exist. As a matter of fact, many of our current leaders in Washington have vilified and labeled these intentional and useful programs as entitlement. Boo. I arrived here at Carnegie Mellon in the fall of 1987, and to be honest and truthful, like I promised, my time was fraught. In an effort to make me marketable in a world where toxic masculinity reigns supreme, I found myself mired in a constant cesspool of homophobia. I was told by a voice and speech teacher at the end of my first semester sophomore year that my speaking voice was too high for the American stage and I would never work. They were ready to kick me out of the program. Oh, but I had something for them. I came here to study my craft, and I put 4 years of my life aside to do so. And even with all the scholarships and grants I was awarded, that $20,000 a year price tag was high, and it was all my responsibility. So when the professor suggested I be cut from the program, I reminded her and the entire department that if, in fact, my inherent voice was a problem, in December, it had been a problem since August. I pay $20,000 a year for y'all to fix it. Do your job. They weren't ready for me, and they did do their job. I also had a traumatic experience with a history teacher whereby I wrote a term paper in the creative form of a short story. I was so proud of myself because I hated history class with a passion. And now in retrospect, I understand that my body was rejecting the half-truths and straight-up lies of our history taught in our American classrooms. When I got my paper back, my grade was an F, coupled with a lovely note from my professor that said, leave your drama in acting class. Sometimes our leaders are wrong. Sometimes our teachers are wrong. And that's okay. I share these uncomfortable and complicated stories with you all because I need you to understand that in your life's journey, there will always be complications to navigate, and that's okay. I encourage you to be open to the lessons the universe is trying to teach you. In the second semester, and let me just say this, I'm gonna go off script for a minute. We speak so much about the traumas that we endure, and I want to say, I had the time of my life here too. Both things coexist. We have to hold space for all the things at the same time. That's what life is. I learned here how to be an artist. I learned the difference in being an artist or being a celebrity. They're very different things. Sometimes when we reach a level of success in show business, celebrity comes along with it. But it's not the reason why we do it. I learned that here. And I thank you all for teaching me how to be an artist. I also met my chosen family that here over 30 years later, I speak to almost every week. That's what you have sitting beside you. Please know that and understand that. It's a beautiful thing. Hold on to it with your very lives. In the second semester of my senior year, I booked a slot in the original Broadway cast of Miss Saigon. Ironically, I left here as the first in my class to land a job on Broadway, arguably the highest level of what is considered the American stage. My job was considered a paid partnership, so I received the required credits to graduate with my BFA in drama in the spring of 1991. The lesson, the challenges you learned to navigate in the years here prepared me for the challenges that I would now have to navigate for the rest of my life. My times here were magical, and I thank you for that. Your queerness will be your liability. That was the messaging I have received for the entirety of my life. Starting at 5 years old, when my very loving and religious family sent me to a psychologist every Wednesday after kindergarten because I was way too much of a sissy and I needed to be fixed. And through every marker in my life, I have been confronted with well-meaning, loving allies who truly believed that the demand for me to conform to some performative version of masculinity on theirs, and quite frankly, the entire world's terms, was somehow going to give me the desires of my heart. I lived through decades of despair knowing that I would never be masculine enough to succeed. One of my favorite acting teachers and head of drama in the years I was here, Elizabeth Orion, stood on a stage that looked very similar to this and opened her graduation remarks with this quote by Shakespeare's Hamlet. "To thine own self be true, and it must follow the night, the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man." Pretty straightforward, right? Pretty simple and clear, right? But what happens when your personal truth is not a truth that's popular? Let me say that again. So what happens when your personal truth is not a truth that's popular? Then what? And the truth shall set you free. Lean into your truth anyway. No matter what your mama say, no matter what your daddy say, no matter what your pastor and your church may say, no matter what laws or government, our government may erect to erase and silence you. Choose your truth anyway. Because still, the truth will set you free. After my first decade in the business and around the turn of the century, I found myself at the crossroads of Broadway and soul. My Broadway career had left me unfulfilled, and I was put out of the mainstream R&B music business on account of my queerness. And it was in this moment that I made the decision that would change the trajectory of my life forever. It was in this time I decided to choose myself, and I decided to choose my truth. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because I chose to step out on faith and choose myself doesn't mean that any part of the journey was peaches and cream. Things got worse before they got better. My life and career took a nosedive. I hit the rockiest of rock bottoms in 2007. February of that year, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. March, I filed for bankruptcy. And by June, I was diagnosed HIV positive. I had no money, no job, no place to live. I had become the statistic that the whole world said I would be. My religious community cursed me from their bully pulpits, prophesying that my queerness meant and my truth meant that I would never be blessed. It seemed as if they were right. Everybody was right. My queerness had indeed become my liability. Oh, but the truth will set you free. I fell down, but I got up. I got to take a little sip of water, y'all. You see, it's human nature to try to make sense of the universe based on what we already know. But in truth, the more we know, the less we can comprehend. In or around 2009 or 10, it was announced on Playboy.com that Harvey Fierstein and Cyndi Lauper were adapting the English film Kinky Boots into a musical. I had seen this film in the movie theater about 10 years prior and was shook by the tale of a black drag queen who helps to save a fledgling shoe factory's ultimate demise. The character of Lola was intelligent, proud, and firmly planted and grounded in his/her authenticity. To be black, queer, and out in this world is a revolutionary act. And I saw myself in the character of Lola. And I knew deep in my soul that this opportunity would be a game changer, not only for me, but for generations of black, queer, musical theater church sissies to come. I knew I had done the work. I had lived a life of hard work and preparation, and there was no one else but me. The act of choosing myself, my truth, had finally led me to what I can truly say is the promised land. They were right for a time. My queerness was my liability for decades until it wasn't. Now, I'm not going to bore you with what came next because that's probably the part y'all already know. And you can read it a more in-depth account in my memoir, Unprotected, published by Abrams Press. Yes, that's a shameless plug. Help me get on that New York Times bestseller list, kids. I won the Tony and Grammy Awards for originating the role of Lola in the smash hit musical Kinky Boots. And I went on a few years later to originate the role of Pray Tell in the FX drama series Pose, where I won an Emmy Award for Best Leading Actor in a Drama Series and have the distinction of being the first openly gay man to do so, black, white, or otherwise. I know y'all heard that, but it was already in the speech, so I repeated it. And the truth shall set you free. Okay, so now I have a platform, right? And apparently some folk want to hear what I have to say, right, Farnam? So now I want to pivot our focus to the state of our union and the responsibility that we all have to engage. I promised I would tell you the truth, and sometimes the truth ain't pretty. I wish I had better news, but I don't. America is a shit show right now. It is, and not just America, it's the entire world. The collective trauma of the last few years is unprecedented for your generation. I'm sorry that we could not shield you from these realities, from these horrors. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to hold on to the gains, the equality gains made in this country during the 20th century. You were all born having rights that generation upon generation fought for you to have. You've never known anything different till now. Now you know, and here we are. And the truth shall set you free. I've been around long enough to have seen some things. I came out as gay in 1985, and we went straight to the front lines to fight for our rights and our lives during the AIDS crisis. And I have to say, the horror show that has been our government's lack of leadership during this COVID pandemic is eerily familiar to what my LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters lived through during the AIDS crisis. The PTSD effect still courses through my veins every single day. Because you see, like you, I was born into rights like the Civil Rights Act of '64, the Voting Rights Act of '65, hard won by the activists who laid down their lives for that long overdue justice for Black people in this country. I was 3 years old when Roe v. Wade passed, and I was on the front lines for the fight for marriage equality. And now all of our process seems to be, is evaporating into thin air. This is not hyperbole. And the truth shall set you free. The messaging has to change. The messaging has to change. Because, when I was coming out, the civil rights people, be like, I was born by the river in a little tent. Just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but a change is gonna come. There was hope, right? Our mission was built on the hope of a new day. We shall overcome. We sang, we shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We had something to fight for. We had something to work towards, as if we would arrive somewhere. There was this finite destination, it seemed to be. And we did, in fact, seem to arrive somewhere, right? We got there. We overcame. The change rights came. Roe v. Wade, civil rights, voting rights, LGBTQ plus rights, marriage equality, rights. Here, slam, bap, clack, work. Oh, we got a Black president. We won. And we all took a sigh of relief, sat on our sofas, and ate bonbons for 8 years. And then the unthinkable happened. And here we are. What are we going to do about this mess? Frederick Douglass said, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. For the cheap seats in the back, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. The messaging has to change. We must tell ourselves the truth. America is not now, nor have we ever been, better than this. Nothing that's going on right now is new. Nothing. But we gotta fight. I know we did this already. We did it already. And nobody ever thought we'd have to do it again. But we do. The messaging has to change. We don't arrive anywhere. The work never stops. We must stay present. We must stay vigilant for our entire lives. This is the new message so we don't get tired. So we don't get fatigued. We can't get tired now. We can't. There's too much at stake. Democracy is at stake, y'all. For real, for real. Yes, when they go low, we go high. But it's time to redefine what going high means in this new world order. I'm sorry that we were all sold a bill of goods that we would arrive somewhere and be able to relax. Get that out of your heads right now. That is not what it is. Humanity is at stake. Are we clear?
Yes.
And the truth shall set you free. I'm almost done. I came here this afternoon with an agenda. I did. The gay agenda, the black agenda, whatever agenda you want to call it, I came here with an agenda. I own every part of that truth, and my agenda is to ignite a fire and a passion in your bodies, minds, and spirits for service. We are all in this together, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I feel hope bubbling under the surface. And our collective trauma is real. None of us are okay. Turn to your neighbor and say, none of us are okay. And that's okay. Let's get okay together. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, y'all. I need you to take care of your minds, honey. Ain't no stigma no more. Get your little asses in therapy. It's a lot cheaper now. Put some money aside for it. You can even do it on your phones. Get your mind together. In closing, ish. My mouth is dry because I talk too much. I would like to leave you with some truths, quotes, whatever you want to call it, that I've come across from various sources to think on. A hard head makes a soft behind. 15 minutes early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. Never wait for anyone to give you permission to practice your art. You must be practicing it all the time, even when no one's listening, and most of the time, no one's listening. My Aunt Dot used to tell me, dress for the job you want, not the one you have. Y'all's ex-president said, grab her by the pussy. He did not say vagina or private parts. He said pussy. Tell the truth, y'all. Tell the truth. Toni Morrison. This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There's no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. This is how civilizations heal. The First Amendment states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Translation, separation of church and state. If you don't believe in gay marriage, don't marry a gay person. If you don't believe in or agree with abortion, don't get one. I would usually land an expletive, but I didn't. I just did. What the? Silence equals death. There's no such thing as alternative facts or misinformation. It's called lying. It's not fake news just because you don't like the real news. You can't take none of this with you. You can't take none of this with you. Tony Kushner's Angels in America. I have lived through such terrible times, and there are people who have lived through much more. But you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body, more swords than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live. Death usually has to take life away. So we live past hope. If I can find hope anywhere, that's the best I can do. January 6th was an insurrection to overthrow our democracy. Period. When people show you who they are, this is Maya Angelou. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." James Baldwin. To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage all the time. James Baldwin again. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Tony Kushner, one more time from Angels in America. We won't die secret deaths anymore. The world only spins forward. We will be citizens. The time has come. You are all fabulous creatures, each and every one of you, and I bless you. More life, the great work begins. And one last one. And I want y'all to repeat after me, and this is a good one. And repeat and say it loud back at me, because I need to know that you hear it. I do not now.
I do not now.
Nor will I ever.
Nor will I ever.
Adjudicate my life or humanity.
Adjudicate my life or humanity.
In sound bites.
In sound bites.
On social media.
On social media.
Y'all got that? It's time to put your phones down and get in the streets, kids. Now, like I said, I did come with an agenda. I got to take this robe off so you can see it for a second. Take it off. What does this say? What does this say? Because this pen says bands off our bodies. Now, in real closing, you know, the church is still in me. The good book also prophesies that there will be wars and rumors of wars. The systems that abandon humanity are our collective war. We are at war to save the soul of humanity. Thoughts and prayers don't mean shit. Hate is an action. Love is an action. Hope is an action. Peace is an action. Ain't nobody coming to save us from ourselves but ourselves. It's time to set the world on fire, kids. What will you do? Who will you be? God bless you all. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
First of all, whose idea was it that I should follow Billy Porter to the podium? Second thing, I told you about the fact that you will experience Billy's shared humanity. You will experience his compassion, and he'll tell it the way it is. I've been to a lot of commencements. Let me tell you, you will remember who was your keynote speaker at this year's commencement. When I called Billy to share the news that we will be honored to have him as our keynote speaker and offering him an honorary degree, I said, Billy, you know, we have to issue you your robe for commencement. And he said, I got it. What I forgot to tell him is, you can't take it off during the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please once again join me in thanking Billy Porter for his speech. Billy, come on up. To the class of 2022 and the classes that came before you after your years as undergraduate students at CMU, you each have left an indelible mark on this community. You learned deeply, daily, inside and outside the classroom. You demonstrated what interdisciplinary learning and collaboration in the 21st century looks like: creative, daring, and full of unexpected discoveries. And you were here for each other during times of celebration and during times of strife, especially during the past 2 years of this pandemic. I know it's not been easy. I know the journey has been long and the Zoom meetings felt endless. But along the way, you gained a strong sense of community, and despite the challenges you face, you still manage to persevere and make extraordinary contributions to your field of study and to our community. Now it's time to unleash your energy and skills on the vast opportunities ahead of you before we confer your degree. And I know you've been here for a couple of hours. It's a tradition for the president to deliver a charge to graduates, one final set of instructions for how to maximize the power of your newly minted CMU degree. My guiding principles aren't going to be as passionate, as empowering as Billy's, and I'm going to be very, very quick. The late Herb Simon, an incomparable CMU professor and Nobel laureate, once said, "You're not the spectators of the future, you're actors of the future." I think Billy would absolutely agree with that. So as you embark on this next chapter, my charge to you is going to be 3 guiding principles for embracing Professor Simon's philosophy. First, be relentless in your pursuit of knowledge. Being educated doesn't simply mean getting a degree and sitting back. Rather, it requires that you constantly rekindle the fires of your curiosity and stay engaged in the evolution of new ideas. Don't be afraid to expand your horizons. When the landscape shifts beneath you, make the world your classroom, your canvas, your laboratory, your stage. As a lifelong learner, you will always have the opportunity to bring others along in your journey. Think about all the people who contributed to your success. Remember to enrich the lives of others and create opportunities for others. Second guiding principle, seek out perspectives other than your own. By exploring different points of view, you will create better ideas, better solutions, stronger solutions. Along the way, you will encounter ideas that challenge you. Even if you consider those ideas wrong or even offensive, remedy is not less conversation, but more. Ideas are not defeated by suppression, they're defeated by better, more persuasive ideas. And as Billy said, tell the truth. That was for you, Billy. I urge you to embrace and defend the free exchange of ideas and experience for yourself, the power of civil discourse to create common ground. In a world where we seem more divided than ever before, you're the generation that can help us build bridges. And finally, number 3, guiding principle. That's going to bring the first two together. Have faith in our shared humanity. There are a lot of reasons to feel optimistic about the state of the world in 2022. And Billy gave you a recipe, and I agree with it. Think about it. There's violence, there's war, climate change, racism, lies, unprecedented attack on democracy around the world, and much more. It can be overwhelming, especially for young people like you who are just seeking to make their mark on the world. But I want to remind you that our future is still being written. There's extraordinary potential out there that has yet to be harnessed. So much good that can be done, so many powerful stories to be told, and so many solutions we can engender together. Have faith means believing in the hope of what's still possible for humanity's future. Every day, we're at the precipice of transformative change. Sometimes it's big and obvious, but you know, most of the time, more often than not, it's happening under the radar in diverse corners of the world where people like you are quietly shaping society's future. Remember, have faith in the power you're bringing to this world, in the world's openness to change and its incapacity to surprise you. Graduates, you all possess the training and intellect to be impactful actors of the future. I'm truly excited for you. I'm excited for the future because I know it's in good hands. Thank you for allowing me to share this moment with you. This is just the beginning of your lifelong relationship with Carnegie Mellon, and we look forward to following your success in the years ahead. Once again, on behalf of the entire Carnegie Mellon community, congratulations, graduating classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Thank you, President Jahanian, for those inspiring and uplifting words. I, too, am so proud of how the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022 have persevered, and all of you, and all that you have already achieved. I know in my heart that each of you will inspire us with amazing accomplishments in everything that you aspire to do. In a moment, we will begin the conferral of degrees for all 3 of our graduating classes. While the classes of 2020 and 2021 had your degrees conferred during your graduation years, the pandemic kept us from celebrating your remarkable achievements. So we are delighted to welcome you back and to confer your degrees in front of your family and friends. So we will now begin the formal conferral of degrees for the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022, all of the students who have duly completed the requirements of their programs to the satisfaction and approval of their faculty members. The conferral is a special opportunity to understand the incredible breadth and depth of the unique educational environment here at Carnegie Mellon, including our many interdisciplinary pursuits, minors, and areas of expertise that make this institution so distinctive and this graduating class so exceptional. In addition to those graduating from here in Pittsburgh, we are pleased to officially confer bachelor's degrees to students graduating from Carnegie Mellon University, Qatar. These students earn their degrees from the Dietrich College, the Mellon College of Science, the School of Computer Science, and the Tepper School of Business. Let's give them all a round of applause. So candidates, I'm going to give you some directions on how this is going to work. We will ask degree candidates from all three graduating classes of each college to stand and be recognized together as you are called upon by your dean. And when you are called upon by your dean, let's hear some enthusiasm as your dean calls upon you. Let's, like Billy did, let's practice that, okay? So assume your dean has called upon you to be recognized. Let's hear from you. That's a good start, okay? So I will then, I'm going to ask all the students, once we've recognized all the students individually by their colleges, I will ask all of you to stand together, at which time President Jahanian will formally confer your degrees. So here we go. I will now call on each dean of each college to present its candidates for degrees. President Jahanian, please join me at the lectern. To begin, I call upon Bill Sanders, the Dr. William D. and Nancy W. Strecker, Dean of the College of Engineering.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. I am pleased to represent the College of Engineering, where we focus on real-world challenges of both scientific and practical importance. We drive breakthrough thinking and results that will transform the intellectual and economic vitality of our community, our nation, and the world. As engineers, we aim to build the physical world that we all want to live and thrive in. Will the candidates of the College of Engineering please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degrees candidates from the College of Engineering. Will the College of Engineering graduates please be seated?
I now call upon the Stanley and Marcia Gumberg, Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Mary Ellen Poole, who is celebrating her first commencement.
Small but mighty. Thank you, Provost Garrett. I am delighted to represent the irrepressible creatives and truth tellers of the College of Fine Arts, where our alumni earn acclaim at museums and galleries around the world, on the Broadway stage and the silver screen, in the finest orchestras, chamber ensembles, and opera companies, and at the top design and architectural firms transforming our physical world. We are also extremely proud of those who invent ways we haven't even thought of yet to practice their art. Will all the candidates from the College of Fine Arts please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts. And will the new graduates from the CFA please be seated?
I now call upon the best family dean of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Richard Shinen.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. I'm extremely proud to represent the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, where we ignore disciplinary boundaries to do work at the intersection of humanity and technology. Our intellectual range is singular. We develop statistical models to understand and predict success in music. And we have found that Billy Porter is brilliant, and we predict he will be a success. And while biomedical researchers are making amazing advances in vaccine technology, our students and faculty are trying to understand and prevent vaccine hesitancy, a quite human problem. We are fearless, and we do work that matters. So the Dietrich students, please rise and make yourselves heard. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degree candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Graduates of Dietrich, please be seated.
I now call upon the Glenn DeVries Dean of the Mellon College of Science, Rebecca Dorge.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. I am privileged to represent the Mellon College of Science, where we are revolutionizing scientific research and education for the 21st century. 10 Nobel laureates have called the Mellon College of Science home, and our graduates will continue this legacy of groundbreaking scientific discovery that benefits all humankind. Will the 2020, 2021, and 2022 candidates from the Mellon College of Science please let me hear you as you stand up? I can't hear you. We'll let him go on for a while. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished and amazing faculty in the Mellon College of Science, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degree candidates from the amazing Mellon College of Science. Congratulations, you guys. Now, I'm supposed to ask you to be seated, but if you could make a little bit more noise as you sit down, that'd be great.
I now call upon the Dean of the School of Computer Science, Martial Hébert.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. I am pleased to represent the School of Computer Science, which began at the world's first computer science department and today is the internationally renowned birthplace of wireless network, artificial intelligence, and autonomous vehicle, and we are just getting started. Will all the candidates from the School of Computer Science please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degree candidates from the School of Computer Science. Will the new School of Computer Science graduates please be seated?
I now call upon the Dean of the Tepper School of Business, Isabel Baju Basnenu.
Thank you, Provost Garrett. I am thrilled to represent the Tepper School of Business, where our legacy includes the invention of management science, and our future is intelligent business. Today, we prepare our amazing graduates to lead as they successfully unlock the intelligent future. Will all the candidates from the Tepper School of Business please rise and make a lot of noise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our esteemed faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's degree candidates from the Tepper School of Business. Will the new Tepper School of Business graduate please be seated?
Carnegie Mellon is proud to lead the world in interdisciplinary research and education and nurture several university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs within our university. On behalf of all the deans and program directors, I will now present the candidates for degrees from these special programs. Will all the bachelor's degree candidates for our interdisciplinary programs please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting these candidates from our university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs. Now, this is different. Stay standing, please. Will all the other students, I'd like all the other students from all the other colleges to now stand, rise again, and let's hear you one more time. President Jahanian, these candidates from the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022 have successfully completed all of the requirements to receive their degrees. On behalf of the university's faculty, I now ask that their degrees be conferred.
Thank you very much, Provost Garrett. Graduates, are you ready? By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022, CMU alumni. What a marvelous sight. You know, we're almost done, but our undergraduates especially know that one of the things that I do is I take selfie with students. But the past couple of years, it's been a little bit difficult because of the pandemic, and I was wondering whether I could do a selfie with all 3,000 of you. Well, fabulous. Let's just do it then. Once again, congratulations on your outstanding accomplishments. Let's hear it one more time for our 3 classes of graduating seniors who are now CMU alum. Please remain standing as we conclude today's ceremony with a performance of the Alma Mater by Julian Timmons, who is graduating today with her Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in vocal performance and a minor in music technology. The words to our alma mater can be found in your program, and we invite you to sing along. Once again, congratulations.